Good morning, everyone. Myself Amulya from KMIT. So, our project is about enhancing blog content using AI generated text. So, the platform name is Thoughtly. So, this is the second milestone of that. The main components and communication of our website includes the front-end part, which includes HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which forms the basic UI interface, which would be communicating with the backend via an API. And our backend includes Node.js, Express.js, which handles the API requests for CRUD operations. And we have different routes. The first one is get/post, which will fetch the blog post, and post/post, which will create a new blog post, and put/post/id, which will update an existing post. Delete will delete a post. Post/generate will generate an AI-based text. Post/summarize would summarize the blog post. And we are using MongoDB database to store our blog posts, the details of the user, and the AI generated content. For AI integration, we are using Hugging Face API, and also for summarization. So we are integrating AI into our backend via specific routes, which I have explained earlier, that is /generate and /summarize. So the underlying data structures of MongoDB for the user authentication would be username, a string, password string, and email string. And the blog post schema would be title string, content string, summary would be string, date would be the date uh, on which the blog would be created, and the author would be the string and tags. The tech stack. So the stack which we are using include for the front end, as I said earlier, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, the backend, Node, Express, and the database here include MongoDB database. And for integration, AI integration, we are using Hugging Face API called Mistral AI, Mistral 7 by Instruct v0.3 from Hugging Face. And deployment will be using Heroku or Vercel. So the main role in the application, so the role of an admin include to manage users and control platform settings, and also to approve or moderate AI generated text, whether it's up to the standard or not. And the content creators, the role of a content creator would be, of course, to use our platform for creating, editing, generating, and summarizing blog posts. And a guest or a reader can view and read blog posts available in our website. The interfaces to be developed. The user interface, where a user can create, edit, and delete blog posts. And there's this option to generate AI powered content and to summarize the post. Admin panel, which will manage users, moderate the content which is generated, and also handle the platform settings. The reader view, this is the public interface to view blog posts which will be available into our website, where you can search and filter based on tags and dates. Data sets and processing. The data set for AI. So here we'll be using the Hugging Face API called Mistral 7 by Instruct 0.3v to generate new text or to provide summaries. So the input here would be a prompt or a partial content. So the output would be generated by our model, that is the AI generated blog content. And for summarization, the input would be long form of blog post, and the output would be summarized content, which would be generated by our model. The input and the output screens. The input screen include the post creation, which includes the title, wherein the user can write the title of that particular blog, and the text area, the AI generation text area, wherein he can write the content, and the text AI generation options, wherein you take the help of AI as well to generate the blog content, and post edit, similar to creation. So it is similar where the user can edit the blog post. Output screens would be the blog post view with generated summaries and full content, reader interface for blog browsing. So as soon as the user logins into our website, so this is the first screen which will be visible to our user. So here we have different options. The first button here is a new post. And the second one is my post, my draft, and reading this. So as soon as the user enters this button called new post, he or she will be uh, getting to create new post, right? And my post includes all the posts which this particular user has posted. My draft includes all the posts which this user has saved but never posted. Reading list includes all the blogs which will be available into our website for any guest or reader to read. So as soon as the user enters new post, so this is how the website would look like. The UI would look like. So here the user can enter the title of the blog, and here he can write the content. Here we have given all the features, which most of the features available in our MS Word, like bold, italics, underline, H1, H2, and also bullet points, superscript, subscript, and also the font color. Here the user can save the blog post, and he can also use AI to generate the content, and he can also post the content which he has generated. The next thing, as soon as he enters use AI option here, this screen would come. So here the user can create the blog post. Here the user must enter a prompt to generate the blog post, and as soon as he enters generate blog, here the blog would be generated. And similarly, to summarize the text, the user has to enter a long form of content and enter the summarize text button. Therefore, the summary would be generated here. So the workflow of business logic. So the blog generation with AI assistance. So the user enters the title and starts writing the blog as we have seen earlier. And we had an option to generate using AI. So the user provides a prompt or partial content, and the backend calls the model Mistral 7 by Instruct v0.3 API for text generation. The generated content is returned and integrated into the editor. User can then save the blog post in the MongoDB and then can post. Summarizing a blog post. So first the user writes a log form of blog post, then click summarize button. The backend sends the entire long form post to our model, which is Mistral 7 by Instruct v0.3 for summarization. The summary is returned and displayed in a separate section or within the post itself. The source of information. So the content for AI processing, the user inputs in blog post, and we are using Hugging Face API for AI-driven text generation and summarization. So the overall goal is to seamlessly integrate AI into our blogging workflow, making content creation faster and more intuitive while ensuring high quality output being generated. Thank you all.